Hi, everybody. Welcome. We have here a beautiful Saturday in Arizona, and it's the beginning or almost the end of September. And I have with me today Veronica Claytemple. I met Veronica probably 4 or 5 months ago at a meeting here in Arizona, and she has an incredible testimony. And so I want you to hear what the patches have done in her life. So take it away, Veronica. Let us know what your life was like before the patches.
Okay, so before patching, wow, I just lived in chronic illness. Didn't even realize that you're just living through life, right? Because since I was a child, I didn't ever walk straight. I had inner ear damage and a hole in my eye, which happened like when I was 8 months old. And then I'd lose my depth perception. So then I would get concussion after concussion anytime I got hit in my head.
Mhm.
And back then they didn't label any of this stuff. They didn't say any of this. And as I got older, they realized, that they call it post-concussion syndrome, just like the athletes get too many concussions, right?
Sure.
And because of the eye damage and the inner ear damage, it would cause this. They say that my brain has so much atrophy, it's as if somebody who's in dementia, like 30, 40 years older than what I am.
Gotcha.
So I've had to go through vestibular therapy almost all my life, on and off, because I would lose my equilibrium. And then I would, like when in 2014, I received 2 concussions 2 months apart, back to back, and I wasn't able to recover from those. So I've been on disability since then.
Mhm.
And I haven't been able to drive. I can't drive because of it. So whenever COVID came, I ended up getting it at the very beginning. And then again in 2021, I was on vacation in Idaho. And I ended up being hospitalized, had to get oxygen. And I came back to Arizona, and for a couple of months, I had to be on oxygen. And then I had to get ozone treatments, a bunch of IVs, everything, just to keep me going, right? I just did as much as natural as possible. I wasn't able to absorb nutrients well, so I was literally on 21 supplements a day. And anyway, the post-COVID syndrome hit me, and my doctor told me, well, it's like elevating everything you've already had, like 10 times worse. And I was really feeling it. I even had to use a walker in my own home. But I needed help to walk. Well, I didn't need help to walk. I could walk, but I just didn't walk straight. So I could walk into things, right? And then when I lose my depth perception, curbsides that are, it's maybe 6, 8 inches, felt like 6, 8 feet. See, when I was walking by, and that's scary. I didn't know what fear was, anxiety, or panic was until that happened to me. And so anyway, this year I had a relapse in January, and I was telling my doctor, hey, I need to go back in. I need ozone. I need IVs. And he's over here thinking, oh no, you're better. You don't, as you need it. So I remember February 15th, I had to stop taking all the supplements because I have liver disease, and I have scarring on my liver, and I have fatty liver, and I could feel it. They say people don't feel their organs. I've always been able to feel my organs, and they say it's because of the brain damage that I have. So I had a throbbing liver, a lot of pain, so I stopped taking all supplements. And when I do that, the nail literally comes off the bed of the finger. Have you ever had that happen? It is painful. It's very painful. So nails go brittle, lose hair. I mean, it was, it's bad. So, but I've always been very optimistic. I don't believe God gives you something you can't handle, this kind of thing, right? Very spiritual, and anyway, always in prayer. So I went to Dr. Jada here in Mesa, and it was Friday, I remember the 17th, and two doctors tried getting an IV in me. They tried drawing blood, they couldn't do it 12 times. And he felt really, really bad because he couldn't help me. And he put me into his room. He was going to give me he gave me a vitamin B shot or a complex, whatever. And then he walks to his briefcase in the corner of his room, and I see him stop and close his eyes as if to pray. And then he reaches down into his briefcase, and he pulls out this sleeve. And envelope, right? Because I didn't know what they called it then. And he says, Veronica, I want you to start using these. He goes, it's energetic medicine, and you respond really well to energetic medicine. And he goes, look, I'm wearing one. He goes like this, and he shows me his patch, you know? And I was like, okay, you know, I'm gonna do anything this doctor tells me, you know? He saved my life. I've known him for almost 5 years, and he keeps helping me, and whatever he tells me to do, I get better and better, right? So the next day, I did exactly what he said. Now remember, I'm going through a lot of pain, right? I got this throbbing liver, and painful to sit for too long. You got to stand, stretch, whatever. So my daughter comes and picks us up. She's taking us out for lunch. It's our anniversary, 24 years, and I'm realizing I'm not in pain. My liver's not hurting, you know. My other organs aren't, you know, throbbing. I mean, I could feel I'm not in pain. I was like, wow, this is pretty cool. And then time goes on, and we end up going down. She goes, Mom, I noticed you don't have your walker. And I says, Mija, I don't feel like I need my walker. I says, and if I did need help, you and Dad are here to help me. So she gives me this big old hug. And when she does that, you're talking about mother-daughter energy here, right? All of a sudden, this wave of energy went up and down my body. She felt it.
Wow.
And she's like, wow, what is that? And I go, I don't know. And she goes, Mom, do we need to take you home? Are you okay? And I said, no, I'm okay. She has me put my hands on the back of a chair thinking I needed help to hold myself up. And I said, no, I'm sitting there, and all of a sudden I'm feeling something going on in the glands of my brain. And I tell her this, and she goes, are you okay? Do we need to take you home? And I'm like, no, this is good. This is a real good sign. So my doctor, he knows me. I always research everything, and I'm really thorough. And so he didn't tell me anything more than what he did, because that's what he said I'd do. And sure enough, that night I went home, I researched, I David Schmidt, the company. I would sit up. My brain woke up, you know. Like today, for example, is a very cloudy day. I normally would be in a lot of pain. My head would feel like it's in a vice, and I'd have to be in a dark room with ice packs on my head and, you know, no noise. That's how I had to live, especially when the monsoons come and, you know, we get a lot of the barometric pressure changing. That's the way I lived, and it was painful. So, and I couldn't take like over-the-counter medications or drugs because of my liver. See, so because it's not good for your body. So I just had to deal. And so anyway, I didn't have that pain. Today I'm thinking how wonderful and how blessed I am to be able to be in a day out like this and not be in pain, to be in a lit up room right now and not have to be wearing these glasses. This is how I live. This was me. People didn't know what my eyes look like, you know? Yeah. And so anyways, I went back to the doctors. The very next day, actually, on that Sunday, I started noticing that my nails started growing back onto my finger. And then that Wednesday, I went back into the doctor's office, and my nail was already growing back. And I told him this, you know, and I go, but I want to use the supporting patches. I heard David Schmidt talk. Okay, yes, you can do that for someone who just needs one patch. But if someone is sick and they need other things, help them out. Give them the supporting patches. So I did the YH. So that's eon, carnosine, and glutathione. And because I had so much brain damage, I did X49. So I did 5 of those. And so in 3 weeks' time, I was hiking. My family and I went to hike over at Santana. I used to love to hike, but I couldn't do it for at least these last 12 years. And we did it. And none of us, I expected to be sore. Everybody expected to be in pain and sore. Nobody was. The next day, we didn't have none. All of us were like looking at each other like, this is not normal. You know what I mean? You when you go out and you're going to work out and you do stuff, you expect to have pain afterwards. There was none. So I remember that very next day, my son and his friend were going to go over to the Aloha Festival here in Tempe. And I invited myself, see, and they were like, okay, well, the walker's already in the car. And a friend was going to meet me there. So I didn't take my walker out when we went into the garage. I walked myself. I sat on the ground. I got up on my own. We went to Hawaii a couple of years ago, and it was right when the first people who they let back in, we went to Kauai. We couldn't do any of those. They still had a lot of things shut down because of the pandemic. So we didn't get to do all the dancers and all the, you know, things that you want to do when you're in Hawaii. So this was awesome for me. I was just loving it. And again, it was a very windy day, cloudy day, and I was just sitting there in awe, you know, and people don't understand. Like, to me, it was a big deal. But my son and his friend are just watching me, and they keep looking, and they're thinking they have to help me or they have to do something for me. And then And they didn't. I go, you guys go do your thing. And I went around, I did shopping with my friend, and the thing was over. We're walking over to the garage, and they stop and they says, hey mom, I noticed, how did you do? You never once asked us for your help. You walked without your walker, and that's when it hit me, Renata. I mean, I was there, okay? All of a sudden, my tears, welled up, and we all stopped, and I told him, you know what? I know. I go, my heart is like out here with gratitude because that wasn't my life. See, but then that moment it hit me how it affected them.
Yeah.
See, they didn't have to help me, but they had an eye on me. They were expecting it.
Right.
They didn't complain about it. That was just our life. They just used to, this is what we have to help mom,
Yeah.
and I didn't need that. And I was just like, wow, So the week after like that, they had the SPDs all came into Scottsdale.
Mhm.
And that's the first time I went to one of these meetings. And I was sitting there and I saw Garrett flew in from Ireland the night before. And I was thinking, wow, he flew in just to come to support these people here, right? And I remember when I was getting my tickets, it said something about 600 available or our seats, that they have there or something like that. So there had to be, I'm going to say between 450 to 600 people there, okay? And they had to go into a second room. And I remember Christy sitting next to me, and she was whispering and stuff to me when we were there, and I didn't know, this is all new to me. This whole thing's new to me. And then David Schmidt comes up on the screen, and he gives the presentation.
Oh,
And I
wow.
was sitting there, and I was just like, from Ireland, here he was live to talk to us. And I really, really felt the warmth of family. I felt that with this company. And so when we went out, I was on my way to the bathroom, Garrett was standing there, so I stopped, and I remember Christy's always taking pictures, so I wanted to start my picture like Larry. So I wanted to take a picture. So a gentleman was walking by, and I asked him if he would do it, so he did. And I was talking to Garrett, and he doesn't know me from Adam, and here I am wearing these glasses, and I still needed help, to walk straight then. And he says, I told him I have 3 goals this year. I just made them up right then and there. And he probably thought, what's this woman talking about, right? And I said, 1, I want to drive again. 2, I want to get off disability. And 3, I want to meet David Schmidt and thank him personally. And then he thought about it, and he goes, the way to do that is to go to Orlando to the convention. He shows up there and you'll be able to meet him. And I was thinking, wow. And at that time, I still was as far away. I'll never make it. I don't know what I'm going to do, even then, But I didn't realize what little goals I had because 2 weeks later, I was driving.
Oh, that's amazing.
6 miles. We were over by the Superstition, and I was climbing all by myself. I was helping other people. And I was thinking, wow. And I remember just sitting there on this sign out there. I got a picture of it, just staring at the Superstition, thinking, look how blessed I am, how grateful I am. Those were like milestones now that I look back, right? But to me, that was really big from the life I was living to the way, the pain I had to suffer, to always needing help, right? Yeah. To having this independence, right? So anyway, I think that Monday after that, I ended up driving for the first time. Miami Globe is where I'm from. My father lives up there, and I went to go see him, and I wanted to tell him, I wanted to see. He couldn't believe what he saw. My stepmom, they were like in shock to see that I was squatting, I was standing, I had balance, that I had been climbing, I was driving, and awesome. Yeah, they were in tears. And then that night I'm driving home, and that's when I'm automatically, the sun's out, I'm wearing my glasses. And for the first time ever, I remember coming up over Superior and the sun setting, and everything got real dark. And I had to take my glasses off. Cars are coming, and I had to take my glasses off. And I was thinking, wow, that hasn't happened. Everything's always really, really bright. So I made an appointment to see my eye doctor. 2 weeks later, I go in there, and she right away says, where's your dark glasses? I go, I don't need them. She goes, but you're light sensitive. She's looking at my file. And I says, I'm not anymore. And I took one of those sleeves, the X39 sleeves, right? And I told her, and she goes, what do you mean? I go, She goes, what happened? And I go, I don't know. I want you to tell me. And I showed her, I had a patch on my wrist, and I told her about that. And I just wrote down in there, and she goes, oh, it's okay. Don't need to. I'm going to go ahead and look it up. Just tell me the name, LifeWave. And I said, nope, you need to do this. And I did, light up your practice. I go, these are doctors talking to doctors, talking about the science. You tell me how all of a sudden I don't have light sensitivity. I want you to test me and everything. She goes, okay. So she did. And she took 3 hours, mind you. I had to sit in that office 3 hours. Well, anyways, I know she was doing some research, see, because at the beginning I had told her about how the scientist says, first people with eye problems, or no, that was a cataract thingy about the carnosine and neon. And before I start that, I told her I wanted her to give me a baseline. So when she took the test, and she walks into the room, and she's like, okay, you're going to be my test subject. And I knew right then and there she found something. And she says, I want you to do what the scientist says. Wear the patches however he told you to wear them, And I got really excited. I got to the edge of my chair, just like waiting. And she goes, you want to see your test results? And I said, yes. And she sits there, she crosses her arms, she goes, okay. But I'm telling you, I'm a skeptic. How could that patch, and she points to my wrist, change structural damage that happened to you 57 years ago? And I says, I don't know, that it did. Yeah. And I'm telling you, so she shows me my scan, and I can see it wasn't all my life. I've always seen a perfect circle, a black spot, a circle, center of my eye. And when I was younger, I remember the marker board, I had to go like this, to see the full word, because there was always a blind spot.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, there's always a blind spot. And that's probably why I also lost that perception as I got more concussions growing older. So anyhow, I asked her, I told her, and I could see tissue, and I was like, oh my gosh, it's healing. And she's like, it's still a tear. She goes, but I'm happy for you. She goes, I'm happy for you. And I can see that you're excited. And I'm glad you don't have to wear those glasses, And she says, and I go, well, can you show me my old scan? So she goes, okay, but she was like hesitant, she didn't want to show me the proof, right? But then she did. And I was like, oh my gosh, we can see the big difference, and I was so happy and excited. So she's going to test me again, I think, next month, right? She told me she wanted to wait for me to do protocol and test me next month. So I haven't got that one retested yet. Yeah. Anyway, I'm just happy that this is happening. I'm just happy that she wanted to put me in prisms. I've had to go back 3 times. They changed the prescription each time. And now, like even I got these new sunglasses. I wanted to have nice looking lady sunglasses, not just those dark, they used to call me the Terminator sister. Because
yeah, like that.
Yeah, because I walked in like that. And so now I have 0 prescription on those sunglasses. And if for reading, like they give you those, the reflector ones for when you're on your computer, it's down to just like just readers, And then sometimes I have problems with that. I have to go going, So needless to say, my eyes are better. I got balance. I don't have constant vertigo. I mean, I can do all these kind of things. I can squat, I can stand, I have perfect balance. I love it. Okay. So I've noticed since then too, I had really bad varicose. I don't have them. On my right leg, they're like basically gone. And on my left leg, they're very light. Okay. So besides having really good nails, I haven't done those 21 supplements anymore. And now, okay, so what is this going to be? 7 months? Yeah, we're at 7 months this week, right? So I went this week and got my liver checked, and there is no scarring. So she told me I don't have to see you for a year, maybe even 2 years, she says. She goes, you got a little fat on your liver, but I don't, you're doing so much better. Just keep an eye on you, right? And I was like, oh my gosh, because I was actually worried about it. I have to be honest, see, because I've been feeling so good. You know what? It's like I'm high on life. I feel alive. I feel so grateful. And when I'm around people that are patchy, you feel the energy. When my doctor called this energetic medicine, this is energetic. We're energy beings. This is energetic medicine, So
totally agree. Yeah. You know, what's amazing also is just listening to your story is that, you talked about how much it's helped you. It's helped your kids in, how it's affected them. You probably opened up their eyes to incredible holistic healing. You're opening up doctors' eyes to holistic healing, right? And just the energy and the healing that you've gotten, you're being able to share it with people, and they can physically see the difference. Because we can talk about, oh, the supplements make you feel better, right? But people can visually see how much you've changed, and they can see what you were like and what you are now and how drastic your life has changed. It's amazing. It really is amazing. And
Yeah. And when I speak to strangers, they just see a healthy person,
mm-hmm.
you know, and when you tell them your story, it's happened to me a couple of times. I went to a couple of expos last month, this one, so my daughter, like a month in or whatever, she says she starts studying stem cells, and she goes, Mom, she calls me, she goes, do you realize a stem cell can become whatever cell it needs to be? So in your case, it became a liver cell, your different organs, your brain, and and I said, yeah. She goes, we have to let people know about this technology exists. And I was like, yeah. So she just started booking us to these expos and just things to, get out there. And once a week at the doctor's office, he has us now going there and sharing. He says that I'm his testimony, I'm sharing. Now he's telling other chronic patients. And to hear him talk about stories of other people and meeting the people that we meet that come, So when I had to get that challenge, talking to total strangers who don't know me, who think I'm just trying to sell them something. And if I give them a compliment, I'm just trying to be a salesman, And then so I pray that those who need to will. So my daughter caught up on this, and she went up to me and she put her arm next to me and she goes, before my mom started patching, this is how I had to walk with her. I had to literally walk her. And then when they stop and they think, whoa, you can see just like this light bulb go off, and then wait a minute, she's telling the truth? This is your mom? And she's like, yes. And it happened to me the other night. My husband and I went out, and so she looks and she goes, hey, is this your partner? And then I go, this is my husband. She goes, okay, why don't you testify, husband? Is it true what your wife is saying? Yeah. So he did. He had to take a deep breath, humbled himself, and he just said yes. Mm-hmm. Before she was using this product, I can't tell you, he goes, how those patches work. But I can tell you, she could not drive. She didn't need help. She was in pain all the time. And so when I heard him when I hear them tell their story on their end, besides them having healing from wearing the patches, because my entire family's on them, right? And they all had major healings happening to them. Yeah. So it's like, sometimes I get really emotional. For example, last night I went to see my aunt. She went to give me a hug goodbye, and she goes, you're so loving and caring and thoughtful, and sharing with people, and she goes, God's going to bless you, you're going to be blessed. And I told her, and I just pulled out and I said, he has. I mean, when I went through a healing crisis, okay, I was like, okay, God, I was making stem cells. I was a young kid. I was growing up. How come this never healed? Why did I have to go throughout life, balanced and, things and pain and suffering on and off? So all of a sudden it just hit me, maybe I had to get to this point right here, right now, to share with others, to tell people how I survived the COVID, how I survived even when they gave me that experimental drug. My mercury levels went really high and arsenic levels in my body went really high. And that's why I couldn't, it hurt me to walk, hurt me to my bones, okay? Lost a lot of hair. It was painful, right? Mm-hmm. I lived. I mean, I have strong faith. I lived and I'm still here alive. And I need to do something important with my life. There's more to life. And I know there's more to my life. And now that I got this newfound health, now that I can do things like I'm going when we go to Orlando next month, right? Mm-hmm. I'm excited because there's a lot of things I was never able to do. And when I stop and I think, people are looking at me like, what's wrong? And I go, I'm just being grateful right now. I'm just being really, really, really grateful. I feel so blessed. And when someone asked why, I was like, because, 7 months ago and prior, my life, it's a different body. So it took this technology, took whatever signal, whatever message, whatever frequencies coming through that patch to communicate with my body to close that hole in your eye remove the damage in your ear, whatever it's doing to my brain, thank you. Take the scar off her liver, you know what I'm saying?
No, totally. I tell people this all the time. I said it's just crazy to think that something so simple can heal you from the inside out. And I've told people your story before. I said there's these incredible miraculous stories and there's these simple stories. I mean, I consider mine sort of a simple story, but everybody's healing in one form or fashion. And it's just sometimes hard to believe. And I've even had people say, oh, it's a placebo effect. I'm like, until you meet the people in person that have had these kind of revolutionary, miraculous healing journeys, you can't say that. It's almost like you had mentioned before. It's like, the testimony, it's like sometimes you just have to have faith, right? And maybe it's not happening to you, but like you've seen someone that helps you have faith that there is healing going on in your own. But I totally get where you're coming from. Once even just the healing that I've had, my shoulder and all sorts of other things, varicose veins. I had damage in my jaw from a surgery, and I haven't had feeling for since I was like in my teens, and it's just almost all come back, like repairing nerve damage. And
Yes.
so until you have those, it's somewhat hard to believe, but it's that true and it works. And you're just a beautiful example of the healing power of these patches. So
When I meet people that come and share their story and their journey, and all of a sudden, just this after hearing Mary Jo speaking about her heart, right? All of a sudden, it was just like hit me that this is biblical style healing. You're talking about something that's just holding energy back into your own body. In your own body, God made these bodies resilient, made them to heal. And it's just helping it. It's giving them that message saying, do it. This is the way you were meant to recover, to heal. And it's happening. And so it's just keeping that, just knowing that knowledge right there, when people ask, well, how does it work? It's just that simple. It's your own body healing. This is just a tool helping it. So now, I don't know if I told you this week when I got my labs done, my D is low. And whenever it was low like that before, I would be weak. I would be fatigued all the time. I'd be in pain. And I don't have any of those. If I ate, and then I have these allergies like peanuts, wheat, and then he checked out all these different food allergies I have. And before, if I would have ate something like had wheat in it, I'd be running to the bathroom in pain, and down for days. I don't have those symptoms, but I still have the allergy. So he's telling me, you still got the allergy, so you still got to stay away from it. I go, I will. I was just feeling so good. It didn't have anything for me to eat, so I ate, right? But I didn't have all those symptoms. And when I was watching this one man one time, he's walking around with a hole in his foot for 2 years, right? And you feel for him and you're saying, okay, well, his wife cleaning it and everything kept him from getting infected. But so I told him about the patches, gave him the patches. It's healing, the holes keep closing and everything like that. But it hit me right then and there, like, this is like almost a lazy man's tool for technology. It's going to help, even if you're not taking care of yourself like you should. It works a lot faster and it looks a lot better if you follow, diet, exercise, and be careful, make sure you have the proper nutrients inside your body. But yeah, it's working anyhow.
It does. It does. And you made a comment before when we were on the thing about glutathione and you're using the whole YH system. I meant to bring it up, but we were running out of time before. But I talked to a medical practitioner talking about glutathione, and we have glutathione in our body, right? And our patch elevates it high. Why that's so important is, and this is what he was telling me. He says we have toxins in our body, and if our glutathione level is low, we can literally die from a common cold if our glutathione levels low. But if we can bump our glutathione level, it allows our body time to get rid of those toxins, like you were talking, mercury, all those other arsenic, all those other things. It has time for our body to flush that out. So that's why we have to keep our glutathione levels high. So when you were just talking about, how you, D and how you're feeling and stuff like that, all of those, the YH, they really help with all of that. They help your body support the X39, that's healing itself, but all of those other levels that help the other patches help those levels in your body too. So I love the glutathione. I use carnosine some. I use Eon all the time. But I'm super glad that those are all helping with you too, and they're probably helping getting rid of those toxins that are building up from some of the things that you were talking about.
Right.
Yeah.
I agree. And that carnosine too, especially because the brain and the X49, right, for cognition. I'm telling you, my brain woke up. I mean, it was like a sponge. It just wanted information, and I was just like feeding it, and then and because of that, that's why it's so wonderful when we have these meetings, because we get to share that knowledge that someone doesn't know or understand, restoring your organs, and literally that's what happens. Yeah.
Well, Veronica, I'm so thankful you came today. I'm so excited for your journey. I know it's only been 5 or 6 months, but I know you are going to continue to have incredible benefits. And I'm excited to hear. I love seeing all the benefits that I'm getting. I'm getting close to 10 months. And like in a week or so, it's going to be like 10 months. And so as your journey progresses, just make sure that we all get to hear about all the wonderful, your healing journey. And thank you. Thank you for sharing this with everybody.
Thank you. And I appreciate you doing this for me.
You are quite welcome. I will see you in person in a few weeks in Orlando. And you have a good rest of your day, sweetie. Thank you.
God bless you.
You
Bye-bye.
too. Bye-bye.